update 5.2 is approaching us at a very alarming rate, so we need to go over all the things that 5.2 will introduce. What are the next characters going to be? What's the next towers going to be? What's the next friendship and brutality going to be? Even though this is going to be a prediction video, it's still going to have some very solid information and some reasons to back it up. So let's get into this. So we're going to start with characters. Characters are important. People want to know what's next, and that's their number one goal. And my number one prediction for the next character is MK1 Sub-Zero. It just makes sense. We get Scorpion and then Sub-Zero. These are the two faces of MK Mobile and MK as a franchise. Scorpion and Sub-Zero were added first with update 2.0 and the launch of MK11. It just makes sense. Even MKX Mobile, Scorpion and Sub-Zero are featured characters, and they just kept adding as many as possible, you know? So that's why I think we are going to be seeing an MK1 Sub-Zero as the next character in MK Mobile. But if MK1 Sub-Zero is not the next character, what other MK1s will make an appearance? I think Melina, Smoke, Raiden, and Liu Kang would potentially be added if Sub-Zero is not. Smoke would be an amazing character to add because we haven't had another Smoke in a very long time. And the last Smoke they added was from MK9 with Classic Smoke. So that's why having an MK1 Smoke would be sick. Raiden is highly likely if they don't add Sub-Zero because he's also a huge face of MK as a franchise, and it would make sense that they add him as well. Liu Kang, not so much. I think Liu Kang would be one of the last MK1s they add to the game. I think Melina would be last on our list. I think other MK1s will make an appearance first before Melina and Liu Kang. That's just my prediction. And I'm not going to guess that any other characters will make it. I do think the next character is going to be MK1. But Kude, what about MK11s? Well, we have no shortage of MK11s. I do expect more MK11s to make appearances. Circle Shadow Nightwolf is an MK11 character. So they'll just keep adding more side characters. Side characters that are from MK11. So I think that's just how it's going to go. Before we talk about a side character, though, there is one character I think that is likely, but it's going to be really interesting to see how he would be added. And his name is Omni-Man. Omni-Man finally released an MK1, and he is just awesome in every sense of the word. I played him, I had a great time, but Homelander is also my favorite because I watched the show The Boys. However, Homelander has not released yet. I do think that one or two DLC characters will make it into MK Mobile from MK1. At least one or two. So I don't think we're going to get all of them. And I feel like Omni-Man, Homelander, and John Cena with Peacemaker, I feel like only one of those would make it. Omni-Man is another prediction for MK1s. But now let's predict the side characters. Adenium Bloods. Adenium Blood team has not finished yet, and the last character should be it for the Adenium Blood team. After they finish it, there's probably going to be no more new characters, just like they stopped with Lizard ending. I do believe Adenium Blood Sindel will be the last team member, but if it's not Sindel, then Jade or Melina. I don't think Tanya will be added because we already have so many Tanya variations, and she comes from MKX. There's no MK11 Tanya. And all of the Adenium Bloods have been MK11s, so to just have a random MKX out of nowhere would be kind of weird. Even Lizards, every single one came from MK11. So, like, why would they just choose to do MKX characters at the last team member? Yeah, no. So I do think it's going to be Sindel, Jade, or Melina. But if they don't finish the Adenium Blood team, which, honestly, guys, I'm kind of praying they don't. I do want to see Adenium Blood Sindel, but she's just going to be a boring-ass gold, okay? She's just going to be a boring-ass gold. These gold characters are just kind of mid. They get locked down for being a gold, and that's it. Yeah, they are aesthetically pleasing. They look cool, and they also play pretty cool, but they're locked down to a gold character card. But think about a card like Comic Cup Johnny Cage. Even as a gold character, he's still super strong. Why is it that like Lizard Jade, Lizard Noob, and Lizard Baraka can't compete with Combat Cup Johnny Cage? The main reason behind that would mostly be because Johnny Cage has one of the best combo enders in the entire game, and his basic attacks are super easy to chain, but also his power drain on SP1 is incredible. But see, his SP2 and SP3 are practically useless in tower battles, so it's kind of inexcusable that most of these new golds cannot compete with Johnny Cage in the slightest, nor can they perform anywhere near as good as him. So the other side character predictions. Let's first start with Day of the Dead. I think Day of the Dead Sub-Zero could make an appearance as a side character. I think Liu Kang could be a Day of the Dead character. That'd be nice. Besides Day of the Dead, I think more Circle Shadow characters could be added. Sindel or Smoke. Circle Shadow Sindel just could be from MK11, like Nightwolf is. But only if you're an avid Mortal Kombat player would you know that Sindel actually has an MKX Circle Shadow version of herself.
Submit. You may enjoy it.
She's only an NPC, but okay. First off, she's got some mad cake, alright? Mad cake. But she's also kind of fun to play, I'm not gonna lie. So I want to see them turn that NPC into an actual character that's playable in MK Mobile. I'm just saying, that would be kind of cool. And Smoke, you're probably going, Smoke doesn't have a Revenant version in MK1. You'd be right. He also doesn't in MK9. But there's a version of Smoke in MKX called Anera. And oh my god, he looks so freaking cool. The main issue with this Anera is that he is not an NPC that you can battle, which is hugely problematic. He is only a cosmetic in the story mode cutscenes. I don't know if a model of his design actually exists, so they would have to create one from scratch, which is highly unlikely, and especially because it's going to be from MKX. So if more Circle Shadow team members got added, I feel like it would be from MK11 and not from MKX. But a man can dream, okay? A man can dream of his favorite things. For sure, Anera or Sindel. Oh god, I would love that. The Ronin team kind of feels plain. And you'd think that there's no new Ronin characters they can create. But there is one character they missed out on. Shinnok. Shinnok has a Ronin samurai version of himself in MKX. I played him, and here's some gameplay with him. He looks cool, I'd say. But here's the deal. Combat Cup Cassie Cage, did you know that there is no version of her with the Combat Cup design in MK11? They genuinely made that from scratch. So there's a good chance the developers could just make a Ronin team member update, and they could just add something with a new design. I don't know what character they would do this to. They could do it to Raiden. They could make a ton of different Ronin characters. Maybe Jackie Briggs, Ronin Jackie Briggs. Don't know. They could make so many different Ronin characters if they just made it from scratch. Besides all of these different weird teams that we haven't had updated in such a long time, the last one I can say they might make an addition to is Assassin. Maybe Assassin Nitara or a new Assassin Melina. They kind of already have one with Ravenous, but why not an actual Assassin Melina, but it's using the MK11 design? You get where I'm going with this, right? There are still a huge number of MK11s they can add to MK Mobile, so let's go over all those. Collector, Melina, Shiva, Katana, Jackie Briggs, Jax Briggs, the default MK11 Johnny Cage, not classic movie, and also the default MK11 Sonya Blade, not to be confused with classic movie Sonya Blade, Spawn, Robocop, Kano, Kung Lao, Gyros, Aaron Black, Kotal Khan, Devora. Nope, you can take her off this list. Frost, that's a big one. Shao Kahn, that's also a huge one. And that's the list of MK11s that they still could add to MK Mobile. I have a feeling that some of these will make an appearance, but not all of them. I think adding just a few of the default characters is their goal from MK11 and then moving on from there. Next up, towers. What towers are going to be making an appearance? The next tower is likely to be Lin Kuei. Well, why? Why Lin Kuei? On Twitter, a survey for which tower would you like to see the most was reposted by the official Mortal Kombat Mobile Twitter account. And in this survey, Lin Kuei won. I do not personally believe that they would repost this for absolutely no reason. By the time the next update rolls around, it's probably going to be extremely late December or early January, so Lin Kuei Tower is going to fit perfectly. So I actually do think Lin Kuei is going to be next. I feel like they're going to go off the results of this survey. But here's the thing though, I think that if Lin Kuei repeats again, they're going to revamp it and potentially revamp the gears, just like they did with Shiroryu Tower. It honestly makes sense because guess what, y'all? If MK1 Sub-Zero is the next character in MK Mobile, then we'd get a revamped Lin Kuei Tower with redesigned gears and obtain MK1 Sub-Zero from the final rewards. Is that not likely? Is that not just the smartest prediction you've ever heard? We start with Scorpion and Shiroryu Tower, and then we go to Lin Kuei Tower. It just makes sense. Because the community has decided we want to see the Lin Kuei Tower as a whole, we voted on it for this survey here, then, well, the developers have an incentive to not only add MK1 Sub-Zero because people want to see Lin Kuei Tower repeat, but also to revamp it and make it more difficult. That's the only downside to this, is that they're probably going to make the tower way more difficult, but, well, you win some and you lose some battles, alright? Besides Lin Kuei, what other tower will repeat? Because we know that it's not just going to be Lin Kuei. They want to add multiple towers in one update. Okay, well, let's go over a few other towers. Black Dragon could see a repeat. Dark Queens is kind of a Frozen theme. Very likely she could the queen herself could make an appearance. Sindel and Cold Tower. Hear me out. I think Cold Tower and Lin Kuei could be in the next update. We know that Lin Kuei is pretty much, like, I'd say 80% confirmed because they acknowledged the results of the survey showing Lin Kuei won, right? And MK1 Sub-Zero might be the next. But Cold Tower could be the next tower as well to combine with the Lin Kuei. Just like Nightmare and Shiroryu, that's what I think is going to happen, Lin Kuei and Cold Tower. I almost say Cold War, but we know that the developers are going to take the war out of the tower name, and they're going to revamp the gears to have no war in them. It's for the best, and I'm glad they're doing that, and Cold Tower needs to be repeated because they dropped the tower so quickly after it came out a couple years ago. So hopefully, Lin Kuei and Cold Tower make an appearance. But here's the thing, guys. Nightmare Tower came to an end only 20 days after it came out, and then we got Earthrealm next to Shiroryu. So how is that going to work in the next update? What's going to be after Cold Tower comes to an end? So I think Dark Queens, Tower of Horror, and other normal towers are a good prediction. Black Dragon, probably not because it's not like a summery theme, right? So what's going to be the next friendship in Brutality? I think the next friendship is going to be Sub-Zero, potentially, Jax Briggs, let's see here, Melina, Liu Kang, and Sindel. Those are my only predictions I have as of now. Potentially Jade, if none of those happen. For Brutalities, I'm going to say that the next Brutality is going to be Takeda, Goro, or Kenshi. That's my guess. The character brutalities are going down and down and down and down every update. We're running out. Freddy doesn't have a brutality. He only has fatalities. So making a brutality would be kind of difficult for him. And Leatherface, well, it's not going to be Halloween anymore. So, like, what's the point? That's why I think Kenshi, Goro, and Takeda are really the last options we have for brutalities, y'all. And they got to start introducing new characters, or they're going to have to start making new brutalities for existing characters. That's where I think this game could go in the direction of. Scorpion, mainly, could get a new brutality from MK1, but that's probably going to be the direction they go in. Just multiple brutalities for the same character. That's going to be for this video, though. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you are new. Let me just give a big shout out to my YouTube members. We have Lace, MK God, Jeremy, Friendly Guy with Asperger, Aller, Giuliano Games, JD Fur, Double V, Ajaj, Warlord, JDB, Legend Stone, Sammy, Bagor, Grimmermia, Goku, Titan Beast, Tolga, Mr. Dragon, Stan Marsh, Compat Max, Aiden, Katana, Plain Punch, Shocks YT, Jeff, Fitzmagic, Massive Cool, Rosislav, and MK Fire. Thank you all for being YouTube members and welcome to the new members. I am so pumped for update 5.2. I am just waiting and waiting and waiting. Okay guys, I gotta go now. Peace out.